Hi, I'm Joe Bennett from Unilog Content Solutions, and I'm here to talk to you, the hard goods distributor or wholesaler, about what is a PIM and why we at Unilog think you should be looking at one. I'm actually going to talk about three things. First, what is a PIM? I'm going to talk about why we believe a PIM is not your product file in your ERP system, and how you should go about choosing a PIM, or maybe a little bit more, PIM plus other software that might be right for you and meet your needs. In its simplest level, if we were to define a PIM, we could say a PIM is an acronym that stands for Product Information Management System. Now, I know many of you are saying, hey, Joe, I have one of them, right? Yeah, this is a place, a repository for me to hold my product data. So you're going to say, time out. I already have that. I have that over here in my ERP system. Now, you and I probably have very similar backgrounds. Just for your education, my background since 1988 to 2014 was developing and deploying ERP solutions specifically for you, the hard goods distributor. And I know an ERP solution, the Enterprise Resource Planning System, that would house all of your data. Your sales orders, your purchase orders, your transfers, your adjustments, even your back office accounting functions of cash receipts, payable invoices, cash disbursements, and journal entries. It's a place where you would have files. Let's face it, a system is nothing more than a collection of files. So we would have, say, for example, your customer file and your ship to file. It would have, say, your vendor file and your product file. And that's where you say, exactly, Joe. We have a place, we have a repository for our product information. Well, let's step back up here to say, what is a PIM? And peel that onion just another layer and go a little bit deeper. A PIM is actually where I would say is a master data maintenance system for your product information that would subscribe to data from existing systems and also publish data to listening systems. You might say, wait a second, subscribe? Well, maybe you're a member of a buying group that provides for you content and you subscribe to that content. Maybe you're a member of an industry trade association that provides content and you subscribe to that content. Maybe you're a member of both and you have multiple subscribing entities that you're getting content from. Now you might say, well, who would I publish the data to? Well, I guess the first answer could be back to here, the place that is already consuming product information. But we could also publish data to, say, a print catalog. Yes, I did say print catalog, and I don't think it's dead yet. It could be, say, published to your website or websites, your native mobile commerce app, and maybe some marketplace that you want to participate in. So a PIM is fundamentally different in its starting point than your ERP system because it's built to start to subscribe to content from other sources and publish that content to listening systems. The other thing that a PIM does that wasn't normal in an ERP system is data quality management. It's a place where you can normalize your data. Now, I know many of you are saying, I don't like when you guys, computer guys, speak in a vernacular that's not normal to us. What does data normalization mean? Oh, well, you have a vendor, say, Growy, another vendor, say, Moen, and a third one, say, Delta, that provide you with faucets that you resell, and each of them have an attribute called spout reach. But maybe one manufacturer abbreviates inch, IN, another one abbreviates inch, well, doesn't, INCH, and a third one uses the inch mark. In your PIM, you would probably subscribe to that data, but then you would want to normalize that data so the systems that you're publishing it to, think your website with faceted navigation, you would have consistent data. Data quality management is more than just data normalization. It's also where you would do digital asset aggregation. Think of your images, think of your PDFs. It would where you would aggregate all of your digital assets. It would be where you would cleanse your data. Now, I know many of you are looking at this whiteboard now and saying, I can do it. Joe, I got the database administrator muscles in conjunction with the deep tribal product knowledge that I can do it. And I would agree with you, it can be done. It is a round peg in a square hole, but with the right database administration muscles, combined with deep tribal product knowledge, it could be done. A lot of effort, but it could be done. So let's talk a little bit more here about functions and features that you would see in a PIM that I don't normally see in an ERP. In fact, I'm going to start here with a word called taxonomy. In your ERP system, you do categorize products. You normally categorize them in one layer, like a price line, or a buy line, or a cell group, or a line, or a vendor code. So you have hundreds of thousands of products, 20 of which are in this group, 30,000 which are in this group. But think about any website that you've ever navigated. You normally have a taxonomy navigation where you'll have one layer that will drill out to a second layer and drill out to a third. Now remember, the one thing that all of you have in common is complexity in your catalog, which is a fancy way of saying you sell a lot of stuff from a lot of different manufacturers. Light bulbs and faucets. A light bulb would have an attribute called voltage. By the way, an attribute that's not normally in an ERP system. A faucet would have an attribute called spout reach. Once again, an attribute that's not normally in an ERP system. Wouldn't it be great if at the taxonomy level, you could actually define your attribution? And that's something you don't see in ERP. How about your product grouping? You might say, what do you mean? Well, you're a safety supply house that sells gloves. You sell small, medium, large, and extra large of the exact same glove. In your ERP system, that's 4 products because they have 4 different on-hands and potentially 4 different prices. When you were to put that in your, say, print catalog, would you use 4 slots in the catalog? If you were to search on a website, would you expect to see 4 tiles come back on that website? I think you would want to group those items into a product by a differentiating attribute. And it can get more complex. I'm an HVAC supply house that sells water heaters, 30, 50, and 75 gallon, very similar to the small, medium, large. But there's a fuel source of electric, propane, and natural gas. That's 9 products here. That would be 9 items in your PIM, but allowed to be grouped to be published as one with differentiating attributes. You know, I could go on. There are many, many features in a true PIM that simply don't exist in your ERP, such as image resizing, right? Maybe synonyms, and you might say synonyms, well, you sell EMT. You may also call it thin wall. Wouldn't it be great for you to use industry slang like cowboy, trapeze, and automatically say that the Versabar and the threaded rod is equal to trapeze? These things are done easily in a system, a software system that's engineered specifically to do that task. Lastly, I want to talk about how you would choose a PIM that's right for you. And the advice that I would give you is, first and foremost, try to figure out what systems over here you will be publishing content to. List them actually in the priority of where you want to publish them to. Maybe print catalog is very important to you, and you want to send your outside sales team out with a print catalog that's specific to the needs of this customer. Maybe your website, your websites, your native mobile commerce app or apps is most important to you. List where you're going to be publishing data. And quite frankly, I believe that most of you are still watching this video because your desire is to publish data to your websites, your native mobile commerce app, and then your virtual marketplaces. So if that was my fundamental primary decision or primary publishing spot, I would choose a PIM that also works very nicely with other e-commerce offerings such as a content management system, a configurable search engine, stuff that's needed to power your website. Anyway, my name is Joe Bennett from Unilog Content Solutions. My goal today was to talk to you, the hard goods distributor, about what is a PIM, why I think you should be investing in a PIM, why I believe the PIM is not the product file in your ERP, and how you can choose a PIM or a PIM Plus that's right for you. For more information, please reach out to us at unilogcorp.com.